Hey guys, I'm Ava, and let's talk about Pokemon. I know I've been a bit of a doom and gloomer lately, so I thought it'd be great to talk about some Pokemon products that I actually do like and that I actually do think might be a good buy right now. Of course, it depends on your situation. Don't feel pressured to buy any of these things. Buy what you can afford. This is not financial advice. So these, in no particular order, are going to be 5 products that I like, and we're not going to be talking about regular ETBs because I think those would fill up a good part of this list. I wanted to offer you guys some other products aside from just talking about, main set ETBs. So we're going to be talking about some other items on this list today. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is the Arceus V figure collection. So this is a very, very cool product. You can see it right here. I'm sorry, editing Ava, for making you have to do any tiny bit of work, but it is very, very interesting because it has Cosmic Eclipse in it. So it's only one pack, but it's a very interesting product, and there is also the figure, of course, and it is a very cool promo. So if you're able to find this, it's still going for pre-order, so you might be able to find it for a good pre-order price. Or once it releases in stores, I think if you can get this for MSRP, it's definitely a good pickup. And this one I think would be especially good if you are looking to open it because there's some guaranteed value there. I personally do like collecting figures, so for me, this is something that I would want to collect to open. And I do also love Arceus, and I want that card as well. And there is some good pack value in there as well. I believe it is 2 Brilliant Stars packs, 1 Cosmic Eclipse, and 1 Chilling Reign. And this is, of course, for US versions. I think European might have different packs, but that is the first product that I want to recommend. I think it is very, very cool looking. And for 20-25 bucks, if you can get it for around that price, definitely not a bad price at all. So the second thing I want to talk about today are the Sword and Shield Elite Trainer Box Pluses. So these are kind of black and gold boxes if you've seen them before with Stacian or Zamazenta on them. They are effectively the same as the Sword and Shield Ultra Premium Collection, not the Celebrations one, but if you've seen the original Sword and Shield Ultra Premium Collection, it had both of the promos that come in these ETB Pluses. However, it was just one product, and I believe the MSRP for it was $100. It's going for about $140 now. The ETB Pluses each have an MSRP of $60. However, I want to say that I like these more actually because they display much better. I think they look much cooler from the outside. The Ultra Premium Collection doesn't look that cool. I mean, it's kind of like the Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection. The packaging on those isn't the best, but the ETBs I think do look great, and those have more appeal for people who specifically collect ETBs. So I think that might give them a tiny bit of an edge. However, in my collection, I do have both, so I think either one is a good option. Be mindful of the price you're paying. So the MSRP is, of course, $60. You can't necessarily find them that easily for that price anymore, but I think you can find them for under $70 if you're looking. And so that would be about a 15% markup. And for what the product is, I think that's a fair value. I do think these are going to continue to appreciate in the long run. They have a lot of value in them, especially because, they come with promos. They've got a bit higher quality products inside. I just think they are really, really cool products, and they're something that I would recommend to people, especially people who are interested in collecting. I think a lot of people don't think about these very often. They just don't come to mind, but I think down the road it'll be something you'll be glad to have in your collection if you do decide to pick it up. The next one is a darling child. It had to be included. It's the Eevee VMAX Premium Collection. So when I say this, I don't mean you should go on TCG Player and pay the $190 that I think it's costing to get 3 of them. You can find them elsewhere. I've seen some listings on Amazon for like $51. However, you do want to be mindful of the seller. And of course, you might be able to find them in store, but I think if you can find them for $50 or below, they are probably worth it. We all know what's in there, so I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, but the promo value in those is so real. It is actually amazing. You get the V, you get the VMAX, and of course the Jumbo card. They're very, very cool. So I would definitely recommend those to anyone. I think these are definitely going to hold their value, but I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. And I was thinking about listing the Reshiram and Charizard and the Pikachu and Zekrom premium collections on this list, but I think these Eevee ones just eke them out a little bit more. The Charizard one, though, is an honorable mention. I think that'll probably perform better than the Pikachu and Zekrom one, and it is, I believe, $5 cheaper, actually. So in terms of your percentage ROI there, you already have an advantage, and then I think Charizard will appreciate more. So either way, I think that one would beat out the Pikachu and Zekrom. So there you go, there's some bonus. And again, these are technically not in any particular order, though I would say probably the ones towards the end are a bit better. That's just my opinion. Also, if you do enjoy this, consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification. So the next one that I could not mention on here is gotta be a Fusion Strike booster box. Can get them for below $85 still. And for that price, it's just an amazing deal. It's 36 packs. You're paying less than $3 per pack. You're paying well under $3 per pack. It actually works out to like less than $2.50 per pack because 36.72. Yeah, no, it's got to be less than $2.50 per pack. It's a great deal. And the reason it's so good is because you're paying very close to wholesale. So you kind of have this minimum bar where it's probably not going to dip much lower. And it's important to minimize downside, as we always talk about on this channel. So when you buy this, the risk of you losing money is very, very minimal. And if you do, it might be a 10 or 15% drop in the short run. However, I highly doubt it, but it will continue to appreciate in the long run. And of course, the less you pay, the more you have in terms of potential for a high ROI. And when I say less you pay, it of course depends on the product. You know, you shouldn't be paying $80 for an ETB, but if you're paying $80 for a booster box, you're getting a great deal there. And this also goes for Chilling Reign or Battle Styles. I think this applies to all of them. I just think Fusion Strike is a really, really good set, but of course I have been buying all three of these and adding them to my collection, so think about it. Think about it, okay? And then the final thing on this list, I think is probably the most obvious one and, you know, definitely the best recommendation I think I could give, which is the Pokemon Center ETBs. Yes, they are being printed a lot, but it doesn't really matter. They are still going to be rarer than the alternatives, and it's crazy because the Brilliant Stars one, the Fusion Strike one, and the Astral Radiance ones are all in stock on the Pokemon Center website as of when I checked last night at like 10 p.m., which means that you can still get all of these for $50, which is their MSRP price. That is a very, very fair price. Now, of course, the contents in them aren't that much better than a regular ETB. You know, ETBs never have the best contents, if we're being honest. It still averages the $5 per pack that we see in regular ETBs. However, again, you get that extra bit of rarity. You get the slightly nicer coins and sleeves, and it just looks different. And, you know, there's no way to explain it other than that people want what's rarer. You know, as a collector, I have to have them. You know, I can't not buy them, even if I think that the extra $10 maybe isn't justified. I have to have it in my collection. And that's why these, I think, are such a great option. And also, you can look on TCG Player, people are buying these for over MSRP. They're just not even checking the Pokemon Center website. You can look, and the Brilliant Stars one I know, and as well, I think the Fusion Strike one I've seen selling for over $50. Even though they're in stock, I've seen them going for like $65 to $70, which is crazy because you can just go buy it on the Pokemon Center website for $50. So it just kind of goes to show that one, this is a market inefficiency, which I think is really interesting because you don't see so many obvious examples of this. But this one is just really interesting to me. And two, that people are willing to pay over MSRP for these already, even though they're so new, and even though you can get them from the Pokemon Center website. So don't be a fool and go buy them from the Pokemon Center website. And the reason these ones definitely make it into this video is because, of course, we don't know when they're going to go out of stock. And once they go out of stock, they may come back in stock, but it will only be available from the Pokemon Center website if you're trying to actually get that MSRP price. You can, of course, buy it from TCG Player, but you are going to be paying above MSRP. The other products on this list are more likely to be found just randomly in the wild, so I don't think those are quite as pressing as this. And of course, again, you don't have to buy this. I would just strongly recommend you consider it when you're thinking about things that you want to buy, especially because $50 is a fairly reasonable price point for most of us. Not all of us can justify spending $350 on a Celebrations Ultra Premium collection. Personally, I can't. And I think these are going to be a good entry point for you. And the one I would recommend most is probably the Brilliant Stars one. You know, we know Fusion Strike, we know Brilliant Stars, and Brilliant Stars is better. It's just kind of true. I love Fusion Strike. I think it's a great set. You know, it was number 2 on this list. But Brilliant Stars is a better set. And when we're talking about the same price, Brilliant Stars is going to win out in my opinion. You know, we don't know how much of each of these is going to be printed, but all else equal, you know, with the knowledge that we do have, Brilliant Stars is going to do better. I believe the Fusion Strike one actually came back in stock, so it probably actually also has a larger supply. Of course, it's been around longer, so that might happen with Brilliant Stars as well. As far as Astral Radiance goes, I mean, it's too soon to make a judgment on how it compares to the previous sets, in my opinion. But of course, I have pre-ordered some of it, and you know, it's still going to be a great option. I think it's probably going to be a pretty good set. It's hard for me to imagine it not being a good set. I think that most likely the rest of the sets in the Sword and Shield block will continue to be good as well, but Astral Radiance is definitely promising, and of course it has Darkrai on it. It's a very cool looking design, so I think it is a no-brainer as well, but Brilliant Stars is going to be number 1. Hopefully this list was helpful for you guys. I feel like a lot of my videos have been very critical of Pokemon lately, but I do want people to know that I do think there are still things that are good opportunities and that I am still buying Pokemon products. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to support me, my Patreon or my affiliate links will be linked down in a pinned comment below. If you were in my Patreon, you would have had early access to this video. Guys, we only need 10 more people to start a community portfolio, so go join my Patreon. And thank you so much to my patrons who make this possible, especially the Squandering of My Life, Mythic Timmy, and Pancake Analysis. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time.